Well, hello there. It's Friday and time for some marketing insights from me to you in the next 5 minutes. We all have the need to belong and to have a sense of purpose. Humans at the core is a curious race eager to learn, adapt, process, and move forward. Now, as a marketer, you need to be aware of what drives the people you try to reach and what stops them from doing what you ask of them, and how to trigger the desired response or behavior. But before you come to that stage of the process, you need to find your audience, your tribe. Now, let's jump in and simplify the complexity of the customer journey. What's up everybody? Arnt Eriksen here with yet another 5 Minute Friday. It's awesome to have you here and to see your smiling, happy face. Whatever the reason, I'm just glad to see you. Today the topic is how to find your tribe. Have you seen that Apple commercial from 1997? You know, the one where Apple introduces the concept, think different, and also marking the return of its co-founder, Steve Jobs. Anyway, sorry for getting distracted. My point is, in that commercial, they have the following copy.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Now, this is a prime example of a brand knowing exactly who their audience is, and also recruiting Aspire members to the tribe. Who doesn't want to identify with this statement? Last time I talked about this being a small world, and today I'll come with a slight contradiction. Well, not really, but you'll get my point. Finding the right audience, your tribe, can be hard and makes the world seem vast and big, unfriendly, and sometimes insane. To quote a movie from my time, don't put yourself in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You are going to need help. Now, let me explain. Your customers, your community, your people, your squad, whatever you call them, your target audience is the most important group of humans in your life. Besides your family and friends, that is. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, as a business owner, entrepreneur, marketer, your target audience is the lifeblood of your business. And it will not succeed if you don't know them. Who are they? Well, how do they spend their day? Are they married with kids or living in the single life? Do they ride a bike, drive a car, or commute their way to work? Which phones do they use? What apps do they use? Are they allergic to peanut butter? What stereotypes do they fulfill? And how do they surprise you? Okay, so not every single one of the above questions may be necessary for you to ask, but you get the gist. In short, this knowledge of your target audience will drive your entire marketing strategy, your product, positioning, pricing, and promotion. But it's not always easy to get to know them. It takes more than an hour or two on the whiteboard. What's even worse, you might be flat wrong about them. Defining your target audience will help you avoid wasting resources like time, money, and manpower that are precious to any company. There is a quote that comes to mind in this scenario. If you chase 2 rabbits, you will lose them both. So, knowing exactly who you want to chase is key. I mean, even the smallest niche market has plenty of people to serve, but try to get them all and you will likely end up with nothing. Getting to know your target audience is not necessarily a straightforward process. First, you gotta know them, meaning what are their needs, desires, and pains? What is the thing that you're most passionate about so you can bring on your full engagement? Which channels and platforms are you most comfortable with? As an example, I want to bring in Gary Vaynerchuk again. For one, he's a truly passionate guy, And in the beginning, building his business, he's now known for, he used video as a tool to communicate and Twitter as his catalyst to amplify, answer, and engage with his tribe. Now, since he's dyslexic, for him to write a blog post at the time would have been a time-consuming disaster. Plus, he wouldn't have been able to capitalize on the thing that he is famous for, his energy, drive, and ways to grab your attention. He found his niche, his channels, and platforms where he's most comfortable, and he shines and inspires entrepreneurs, business owners, and marketers all over the world now. I'm sorry, I'm rambling again. So, let's talk about how to define your audience and discover your people. Number 1, define your niche. Like I mentioned, what is the one thing that you're most passionate about in regards to your business of choice? Define that one thing and bring your A game. The energy and engagement will shine through your content and will make you interesting to the audience you seek. Number 2, what do you want? More specifically, what do you want them to do? Buy your product? One specific product or add more products to the basket? Become a recurring customer? Share your content? Sign up for their newsletter? What is the one thing you want to change in their behavior? This insight will define who you are targeting and their behavior. Number 3, find your heroes. How are your competitors or similar business doing? Is there any type of innovation happening in your category, niche you need to be aware of? How do they engage, communicate, and advertise their business? Learn from them and adapt your strategy. Number 4, listen. The most underestimated word of all. The internet is the place to gather information and find truths about your audience. Start with what you know, the simple stuff, demographics. Then move on to psychographics, interests, hobbies, and passions. How do they spend their time and money? What blogs, newspapers, and magazines do they read? What is the favorite food and movie? What social media networks? What do they do on weekends? Important questions that needs to be answered so that you can meet their needs and solve their problems. Number 5, attract the gatekeepers. Once you know a bit more because you listened, it's time to engage, look around you, and find the gatekeepers and influencers that are active within your niche. If you get the gatekeepers to get on board, you've come a long way. If they like you and what you have to offer, they will grant you access to their tribe and you are a step closer. The final step is to keep your audience profile up to date. Revisit and optimize every 6 to 12 months to make sure that you are on point, ahead of the curve, and of course ahead of your competition. Your entire marketing strategy, from product to price, to promotion to positioning, rests on the shoulders of your insights about your tribe, their primary drivers and barriers, so you are able to define the desired response or the behavioral change you want. If you can't connect with, appeal to, and solve the problem for them, you will fail. Now, I know. This sounds like a lot of work. Trust me, it is. And something that might require external help to identify and pinpoint. But it's so worth doing and it pays off. It is part of the foundation of your company's success. Well, there you have it. We are at the end of this session. Still here? Awesome. Thank you so much for giving me some of your precious time, but I do hope you find it valuable. So, now I pass it on to you. What are your thoughts regarding the topic? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you have any questions? I'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment in the section down below or reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram. But that's it. Thanks again for spending time with me. If you like this episode, give it a good thumbs up. It actually makes a difference. And also subscribe if you're not, and hit that notification bell to get an update next time I post an episode. Be safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you next Friday.